Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Joy of Creating. So this is part 2 video to making a dorm room for Paula and Scarlett. The Bible verse of the video is, I will turn your sadness to gladness, I will give you comfort and joy, Jeremiah 31:13. So if you've been to my channel before, you know we already made this half of the dorm room for Paula, but now it's time to make this side for Scarlett. So I'm going to start off by finishing up this wallpaper. So now that I have that whole side wallpapered, I'm going to start on the bed. So I know it needs to at least go to here, maybe out to here, so I'm going to use that to measure and cut one big piece of cardboard that's that long and that wide. So I cut a long piece, just big enough so that, so that her head can fit and her feet just barely go off the end, because it would just take up a little too much space if her feet didn't go off the end at all. So now I'm going to make two side pieces that are about this thick and as long as this, and then I'm going to make two head pieces, one about this long and one about the same as this. So I cut out a footboard that is this big, and then I cut out a headboard that is this big. Now I'm going to cut out the sides. Now I'm going to cover one side of all of these with white paper except for the headboard. Now for the headboard I have some light pink fabric. So I'm going to put a little bit of stuffing all over here and sort of even it out. And not too much, just a little. Then I'm going to put this on it, flip it over, and staple it. Not going all the way through, but onto this back side.
So now I have it just like this, just a little bit stuffed, and it's all stapled on the back. So it doesn't look very good on the back, but you're never going to see the back. So a few of the staples did poke through. So you have to be careful not to poke yourself on those, but I don't plan to touch this headboard a ton.
So next I'm just going to take some thread and tie it around, making little lines. I think I'm going to make like 1, 2, 3 lines. So the thread didn't work, so I'm actually just going to use yarn. So I just tied them in the back and did it like this. I can't decide if I like this one or not, but for now I'm going to keep it. Now I'm just going to basically glue all the pieces together with this Elmer's glue. I was assembling this and I just realized I made this too small, which means I have to restart with that whole piece. Okay, so I made that whole piece again and I attached it. Now I'm using Elmer's glue, which takes a really long time to dry, so while that is setting in, I'm just flimsily holding it together with some tape. And I added the headboard up here and sort of taped it on because I didn't really know what was a good way to like actually secure it on there. So for now it's just taped on and sort of pushed back there to hold it in place. I know I'm probably gonna have to think of a better way to do that, but that's what I have for now. So now I'm just gonna add some bedding. Okay, so basically I just added this blanket that I sewed off camera. So I just took a bunch of random cute fabrics and sewed them together sort of wonky. Almost. It's not the best. I might try to touch it up later, but I think it has a cute look to it. I think it goes with the stars and everything. So this is turning out a little more childish than I intended, but if I just switch out the blanket and the bedding, it can really be totally different because this is so like versatile, this bed frame. So if I just want to ever make it a little more mature, I can just switch out the blanket. So I actually sewed some pillows off camera. So I just made two basic white pillows that I'm just gonna put here. So they're not very big, but I did make this one that says fashion. Then I'm gonna put sort of to the side like that. And then I made this one that I just made a normal pillow and then just tied 2 ties and cut it open at the ends.
Okay, so I added a few more pillows and I think that looks so much better. It just makes the whole thing look more comfortable. So I was debating adding some cushion to here, but it's just a lot of work, and since it's just a Barbie, she doesn't really need it to be cushioned. So I think that looks so good, but I'm just like, it's just like really funny to me for some reason because it's like a super comfortable bed, and like that's really all that's on the side right now. And then you look over here and it's like a couch, like. So if you watch my other video, you know this is a couch or a bed, and she uses it for both. But it's like this versus this. So this is a little bigger than I wanted it to be, and it takes up a lot of the room, so there's only this much left at the foot. And I did want to add a little like dress hanger, not hanger, I don't really know how to explain it, but like a sort of dress rack down here. So I was going to make it be facing this way, but it's actually going to have to be facing that way, which is not going to be the best, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Right now, though, I'm going to hang another thing going across like that. So it's going to be another string of this kind of yarn, but hanging from that one, I'm going to do pictures, like fake Polaroid pictures, that aren't actual real pictures of anything, but they're just fake ones. So I'm gonna add that. So instead of hanging them like that, like I was originally gonna, I think I'm gonna hang them like that in different lengths. So I just cut these out and then I'm gonna do that. So I hung the fake Polaroid pictures right above there, and though it does like clutter up the top a little bit, and I did quite like how it looked with just the stars and nothing else, I think it does look kind of cool with just that sort of similar color scheme just on that side, and it just adds a little bit more, so I like it, at least for now. Next, I'm just going to cut out some pieces of a magazine and make little paper frames and hang them up on this wall right here. Okay, so I drew and cut out these two Très Chic and Vogue sort of posters or sketches, and then I have these pictures that are just from a Mary Kay magazine, but I thought they looked kind of stylish, and then this, which is just a picture of a Barbie doing something with her hair that I got from a Barbie box, and I just thought, since my doll is technically a Barbie, I thought she should have at least something that's not a actual human. I have this little piece of plastic that I think I'm going to put over this one just to make it look more like a real, I don't know, more realistic. So I'm going to hang all those stuff up on this wall to sort of add the fashion element, because I'm getting retro and I'm getting some fun stuff, but I'm not getting a lot of fashion from this side. Like this side, you can definitely tell it's supposed to be a schooly scholar type, but this side, it's hard to tell that it's supposed to be sort of fashion. So I hope this will help. Okay, so I hung these ones up right here. You can hardly even see the shine, but it does reflect. And then I added these posters. I decided to switch out the white for yellow because I thought it would match too much with the background wall color. I do now realize, now that I'm looking at it, if I had done like hot pink for the posters instead of yellow, it would have looked a lot more stylish and less retro, but I'm only now realizing that, and I already redid them once, so I might switch that out at some point later on, but for this video, I'm just going to keep them how they are. Next, I'm going to make a desk to go right there. So I found out how tall I wanted it to be to fit in right here, and then I made a top piece and two side pieces. Now, I'm going to cover these with white paper yet again. Okay, so then I glued them all together and then taped them to keep the glue in place, and I did the same, just smaller, to make a little seat. So the seat, as you can tell, you can see the cardboard edges, so I'm probably gonna go over that sometime, but I really like how the actual desk is looking. So now I'm just gonna put a few things on the desk. Okay, so I added a coaster with a water bottle, and I added that little plant that I had made for this side of the room. Just added that onto there, and I'm probably gonna add a book or two sitting on there sometime. But I might do that a little bit later. So yet again, just like my last half of this video, I need to go to bed. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning because it's Saturday, so I don't have to do school first. So, yeah. So I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. So, be back in a few seconds. Okay, so it is the next day. So I did add one thing. I added this little plant. So I just rolled cardboard in a sphere, wrapped yarn around it and glued it, and then I added a little plant on the top, and I think it's really cute. Okay, so I cut out, taped together, and painted this shape of cardboard, and it's just a makeshift, very small for Barbie size. It felt really big when I was making it, but it's actually smaller than I pictured it being, but it's a little dress, like clothes hanger. Since she is into fashion, I thought it would go perfect with the room. So I'm gonna get some hangers and hang some stuff. Okay, so I hung some clothes on there. I added this little purse right there and that little purse hanging on there just to add to the fashionable vibe, because it wasn't giving too much like she loved fashion, and now I think it's giving a little more. I didn't have great clothes to hang on here. Maybe I can improve that sometime. Okay, so now since she had so much homework and different papers on this side, I made this girl a to-do list, and then I also made her a little homework page and a little design because she loves designing. So I'm just going to put these on the desk and sort of. Then I also have this little phone that is Scarlett's that I made before I started making this video. Just going to set that on the desk, just like that. I'm going to put the papers there and a paper there. Next I'm going to add a little rug in the middle of the room, which I know you might be thinking, it's already such a cluttered room, the last thing they need is a rug, but I think it will really kind of actually tie it together. So I added this little red rug, and I think it actually looks so good. Next, I have some little Shopkins, and I'm just going to place them around the room as like little belongings, because they do have a lot of stuff, but they don't actually have any just random little belongings or things. Okay, so I added a few little things all around the room, and I switched the posters back to where they used to be. So that is all for today's video. I think I might sometime want to put something in that big blank area, but for now I like how this room is. If you haven't watched part 1 already, please watch part 1. I do sometimes want to add plastic and a frame around that window, but I don't have enough plastic to do that right now, so that I'm just going to leave for a different time. The Bible verse of the video is, I will turn your sadness to gladness, I will give you comfort and joy. Jeremiah 31:13. I hope you guys have a great day and enjoyed watching this and got inspired. Please subscribe if you like my channel and give it a big thumbs up. We finally got to 10 subscribers, so a big thank you to everyone who did that for me. I will be coming out with a lot more Barbie things soon, so stay tuned and have a great day. Bye!